Hi, it's me, Rachelyn, and today is Weigh-In Wednesday. Alright, I'm just going to dive right in, and last week I had said that I would have a different starting weight than what I ended with last week because I was starting new diet bets, which means all kinds of things. It kind of means I'm starting over, plus, you know, it's the very first of the year, and it's just kind of time to start over again. Okay, so my starting weight for the year was 256 pounds. Keep in mind, I did weigh in the evening, so I was a little bit heavier than I guess my real weight is, but for all intents and purposes, that's where I'm kind of starting off the year, just starting afresh. So really quickly, I'd like to show you how I did with exercising this week. Here is my calendar for the first week in January, and I have a little key up here, so TM is treadmill and OS is outside. I did some cleaning on this day, and I kind of thought, well, I'll count that as exercise, but then by about this point in the week, I decided no, that doesn't count as exercise. So yeah, I got my 5 days in. So there's 30 minutes, 1.17 miles on the treadmill, 30 minutes, 1.27 miles on the treadmill, 30 minutes, 1.25 miles on the treadmill, 31 minutes, 1.34 miles on the treadmill, and 45 minutes, 1.5 miles on the treadmill. So I did pretty awesome, I think, and you know, I'm getting better and doing more, and I'm excited about that. I met my goal with exercising. That was awesome. I also tracked all of my calories this week. I think I went over calories like one day, and it was when we went out to eat at a restaurant, and we actually went out to eat twice, and one time I stayed in calories and the first time I did not. And I mean, like, I didn't make the most terrible choice. I had like a chicken fajita quesadilla. So chicken fajita, that's not bad, but the quesadilla has like cheese and the, you know, the wrap and all of that. So, I mean, it wasn't like the worst choice that you can get at a Mexican restaurant, but it wasn't the best. But I don't even think that I was over by that many calories. But anyway, the rest of the week, I stayed pretty much within calories. I did an awesome job exercising. And this Sunday, I weighed in at 250.2. So I have lost 5.8 pounds in 1 week. What? Oh my gosh, like, I have like blown my own mind out of the water just because, like, I have been trying for so hard and for so long. I haven't really been trying. Like, I really have not been trying. I've been kind of like cheating here and there, sneaking some extra food here and there. That's what I've really been doing. Not exercising. When I say I want to exercise 3 times a week, I exercise like once. And it's like, okay, well, I did okay. I've just made so many excuses for so long. And I mean, like, I have just like blown myself out of the water. I just like, I cannot believe how well I did this week. Now, I'm not going to be naive enough to think like that I will continue this amount of weight loss in the next week, but if I can at least lose another 5 pounds or so, like it's about 5, maybe 6 pounds within the next 3 weeks, then I will definitely beat this diet bet and win some money, which is definitely the goal. Throughout the week, I decided to take some notes just to kind of like let you know how I was thinking and feeling like on that day without actually like picking up the camera, just because then this video would just be way too long if I did that. So on the very first day of the new year, I had my very first walk and I thought it felt great. I even ran a little bit for about 1.5 minutes. I'm not ready to run full out. I'm not even ready to start the Couch to 5K program, but I'm actually getting a little bit excited about starting that program and getting back to running because I miss it. If you asked me this a year ago, I would have told you no way, I don't miss it, but now all of a sudden I miss it, and I'm just looking forward to seeing where I end up at the end of the year and how far I can run and just like everything that I can do that I can't do now. I also decided to kind of make a deal with myself, which has been very encouraging, mind you, that if I actually do exercise for that day, then I get to eat a piece of chocolate. Now, I might have said something about maybe getting chocolate for Christmas. I got a lot of chocolate for Christmas from students, and I have some leftover chocolate from candy that I gave to coworkers, and I have a lot of chocolate. And I was just kind of thinking, well, you know, I can have a piece every once in a while, and that's okay. But I've decided to challenge myself, and I can only eat it if I exercise that day. Now, I do have to keep the chocolate within my calorie limit, so I can't just eat extra chocolate if I'm like way over calories. But if I'm like really close or something like that, then that's not a big deal, and I can have that chocolate, especially if I'm under calories for the day. So it does have to be tracked, but I get to eat chocolate. If I don't exercise, I don't get any chocolate. So I'm like really motivated for exercise now. And speaking of tracking my food, I know before the new year began, when I was just trying to I was just starting to track my food and stuff like that, and I decided that once a week I'd have a no track day. Well, I've decided that I will not have any no track days. Every day is a tracking my food day. At least while I'm still on 1 month long diet bets, because they are pretty intense. I do need to always track my food. So if I'm not on a 1 month bet, I'm not really sure how I'm going to handle that. I'm going to wait and kind of feel out to see how I'm doing when that time comes. But right now, if I'm on a 1 month diet bet, I have to track every single day. Okay, so on the 3rd of January, I made a note that I had eaten out twice during the week, and I was over calories on one day, which was when we went out to the Mexican place, and I was only over by 5 calories. I didn't realize that it was so low when I mentioned that earlier, but according to my notes, this is what I have. I currently have the weight loss goal in Fitbit set to lose about 10 pounds in 1 month, which would help me get my my diet bet goal. So just because it says that I'm over calories for the day doesn't mean that I'm really over calories. It really just means like I'm over and I won't lose as much. But if I'm over by 5 calories, that's really not going to make that big of a difference in losing 10 pounds by the end of the month. So I definitely see eating out and staying within calories a huge win for me. On the 4th of January, I made a note that I had been getting on the treadmill now for a few days in a row, and every time I got on the treadmill, Lucy is looking at me and just like, she really wants me to take her for a walk. And I just kind of had to look at her and be like, I'm sorry, Lucy, but this is about me. It's not about you anymore. This is about me and what I need to do for myself to help me. I couldn't take her outside because like it was just so yucky outside, and not necessarily raining, but like leftover rain. And when she goes for a walk, then she gets so muddy and so dirty, and then I would have to like give her a bath, and it's just too much. If it's going to be that much work just to get a little bit of exercise in, then I'm a lot less likely to do it. But if I can just hop on the treadmill, get my 30 minutes in, I'm done, hop off, and I'm done. Like, I'm a lot more likely to do it. But if I know that if I take the dog out, then I'm going to have to give her a bath. Like, I don't want to do that. I just have to tell her, like, this is about me right now. It's not about you. We'll go out when we can. On the 5th of January, I made a note that it took me a long time to get on the treadmill that day. I don't think I got on until about 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So on the same day, I was technically over calories, and I even felt like I was eating all day long. But the things that I were eating were completely different. I had cauliflower rice that I made myself. I had butternut squash that I roasted in the oven myself. I had oatmeal for breakfast. Now, I'm not saying that that's all that I had that day, but those are the things that I really feel like I ate the most of, and I kind of feel like if I go over calories eating these types of foods, that's not a bad thing. I mean, seriously, can you really overeat on cauliflower and butternut squash? That's all I have for today. Give me a like for an amazing weight loss week. Also, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how this week went for you. Whether it's weight loss or any other goals that you have, I'd love to know how your week went. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, and click the bell to get notifications. I make videos about getting out of my student loan debt and losing some weight along the way. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.